Good afternoon, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching as always, it's much appreciated. David Lammy, the Justice Secretary that thinks that Henry VII succeeded Henry VIII, has decided he wants to do away with jury trials in England and Wales, and this is what we're going to discuss today. This is following on from the leaks that came out last week that says it was going to be 4 trials over 5 years in terms of potential sentence. It has been reduced and it's going to be for up to 3 years. This is one of the biggest mistakes that could happen, and I say mistakes because I'm even-minded. From the communists in government, from the leftists in government, this is exactly out of their playbook, alright? This is the first thing. Jury trials to be scrapped for crimes with sentences of less than 3 years. This is David Lammy's pet project. Now we're going to go into the detail here. Jury trials in England and Wales for crimes that carry a likely sentence of less than 3 years will be scrapped, the Justice Secretary has announced. The reforms to the justice system will include creating swift courts under the government's plan to tackle unprecedented delays in the court system. This was created on purpose due to the pandemic and other things, and there's no need to abolish juries. They're just using this as a pretext to do what they were going to do anyway. For serious offences including murder, robbery and rape, it will still go before a jury, and volunteer community magistrates who deal with a majority of all criminal cases will take on even more work. David Lammy says the reforms were bold but necessary. No, they're not. But the Conservatives have described the plans as the beginning of the end of jury trials. It's all about mission creep. Juries are an inconvenience to the state. Let me get on to this here. A previous version of the plan, leaked to the BBC and the Times last week, was to end the jury trial for most crimes attracting sentences of up to 5 years. By announcing these reforms in the Commons on Tuesday, Lammy has retreated from the most radical proposals. Lammy says the new system would get cases dealt with a fifth faster. It doesn't justify anything if it's only going to be a fifth faster. He said that it was necessary as the current projections have Crown Court caseloads reaching 100,000 by 2028 from the current backlog of almost 78,000. This means that the currently a suspect being charged with an offence may not reach trial until 2030. That means you need more courts. It doesn't mean you scrap juries. Let's just see now. 6 out of 10 victims of rape are said to be withdrawing from prosecutions because of delays. A defendant's right to a jury trial would be restricted to prevent them from getting the system Lammy has always maintained. I'm going to give my take on this now. Alright? The state doesn't look to be embarrassed. The state doesn't look to be told what to do by the common man and woman like me or you. How does getting rid of a jury make a trial quicker? Are we saying that the singular judge or the panel of judges that are going to be deliberating evidence, are they not going to be deliberating it as vigorously as a jury would? Have they been told by on high how this case needs to go, either guilty or not guilty, before it even gets to the court? What is David Lammy actually asserting here? In the wake of the Southport atrocity last year with the riots that happened, civil unrest is the official. What the police came back with a report earlier this year, was actually, they didn't even use the word riot, so I misspoke. It was civil unrest. Alright? We had the Home Office put this out on social media. More than 1,000 arrests related to the recent public of order. Over 1,000 arrests. The Home Office put out this statement: these criminals will face the full force of the law. They had only been arrested. No due process had occurred. Innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Then we had the former Director of Public Prosecutions, 2-tier, Sir Keir, 3-gear, No Mates Keir Starmer, go on TV and declare all of these people guilty before going to court. He also instructed his courts, the Crown Courts, to work around the clock to deliver swift justice, and more or less told the judiciary, the highly politicised judiciary. Find these people guilty, throw away the key. Alright? There's a spanner in the plan, a spanner in the works. This is what they were looking to get rid of here with the removal of jury trials. Look at the two cases I've mentioned previously on this channel. There are many, many more. This is the most prescient and it's the one most people would be familiar with. We had Lucy Connolly, who was instructed by faulty and dodgy state-provided legal aid to plead guilty. And she was sent down for over, I don't know, it was over I think it was over a year. I don't even know. She went down. Alright? Jamie Michael declined. He's the former Royal Marine from Wales. He declined. He went before a jury and he was acquitted within 17 minutes. That wouldn't have happened here. And now with what David Lammy happens, if civil unrest happened again, there'd be no juries either way. Alright? If you pleaded not guilty, it would go to a judge, one of Keir Starmer's pals, one of Keir Starmer's mates, and he would find you guilty because that's what the state wants. No need for juries, no need for due process. Lest we forget, the reason juries were introduced in the first place all these years ago was to curtail the excesses of state power of the king of the time, to make sure that you can only be found guilty through a jury of your peers. You can only be deprived of liberty or property if the jury says so. This removes that, alright? If you think they're going to be stopping at 3 years, you're badly, badly mistaken. And this wasn't in any party manifesto last year. Neither was the digital ID. What's to stop the state rounding us all up if we don't want digital ID and putting us in the slammer? Alright? What's to stop them from doing that? No jury. Alright? Mice is right. If the state thinks you've done wrong, you've done wrong. You go into prison. This is the issue. This is what needs to be resisted, and this is what I'm calling out here. Two-tier care needs to go. Think about it. Last year, we had two Welshmen. We had the Welsh choir boy, the Rudy Cabana nut job, that ended the poor little girls up in Southport. Keir Starmer didn't want to jeopardise his trial. Didn't want to jeopardise his, the precious lamb's liberty. Didn't want to do that. Oh no, can't speak against that. However, he's happy to declare everybody else who is really, 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 really justly angry about what Animal did to those girls as criminals. Where was their protection? This is the thing. This is the thing you need to be thinking about. There was two Welshmen last year, according to the government. The Welsh choir boy, the precious flower, the second generation migrant. And then you've got the veteran, the Royal Marine. Alright. It's sickening that's happening, and that's what I'm calling out. Anyway, if you like this video and you think I'm onto something with this, making me aware, I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.